All right, folks, this is going to be another Ragnarok video from me, DJ Sunstone. As always, again, you can call me DJ Sunstone, you can call me Great Value T-Pain, you can call me whatever you want, but I go by Keshigomu in the game, so just call me Keshigomu. So we are going to talk about some of the upcoming events that are happening in ROX, because I haven't seen much of a deep dive into it, and I think it's going to help just to have it discussed in some place. So without much further ado, let's get it crack-a-lackin'. So the May event calendar has come out recently, and it looks like we have a lot of things to look forward to, which is exciting. First up is on May 6th, there's going to be a new server merge. My server is Prontera Cathedral, and Geffen Tower is going to make it into, I guess, a 3-person server now, where it's Prontera, Creatura, and now Geffen. Also, there's going to be top-up bonus resets if that's something you do. There's going to be the new battle pass as well, so if you haven't seen that already, it will let me. Give me a second. This is the new battle pass. It's firefighter themed. You can go through, get your stuff. I think the most important thing is going to be the mount, because it is a fire truck for that bad boy. I can't wait to get this. But if you're big into the mounts and stuff, check out the battle pass. If you're not, then don't sweat it. But beyond that, and going back to the main topic of this event calendar, we're going to be looking at what else is happening coming up on May 6th. Is going to be the King of MVP event. For those that don't know, that is when the yellow items that drop from the MVPs and the minis, that has a double chance. So if there's ever a chance to go out there and get to boss hunting, now is that time. They're also going to have the season is going to reset on May 8th. So if you haven't already, spend those Crimson or Emerald Hearts. That's going to really help boost your leveling and your skills, not skills, your equipment and all that jazz. So go ahead and do that. Don't know exactly. I imagine season 2 is going to be a little bit more of the same, but they're going to probably do something different. And if you haven't already, there's a developer video that's dropped, and they talk somewhat about that. It's somehow going to involve the mount collection system, I believe. We don't really have a lot of information on what this mount collection system is, so just keep that in mind. But then, we have, after the King of MVP, we have a lot of events coming up right around the same time. It's going to be really ROX Wonderland, the Courage Dreamland, Courage Workshop. All of this is kind of wrapped into one. And then also, when we're seeing this, the costume mounts, item drops, and recycling. This recycling thing is going to be the buyback, the universal buyback, where if you buy a bunch of stuff in the exchange center, you get these coupons that you can go and just kind of sell anything. It's really good if you want to just get rid of some items that don't really sell in the exchange center. Highly recommend taking advantage of that if that's something that you need. But we're going to kind of go into the details of this ROX Wonderland right quick too. I think that's going to be real important for our folks. We still don't have a lot of information on the Shining Nova either though. So this is what they dropped for the ROX Wonderland. We have this wonderful, I think this is W, but this is what we're looking at so far. There's going to be daily login and event quests to do. We're going to get something called wheel tokens, supersonic metals, and voyage mileage. Some of these are used for the gacha, some of these are used for the exchange center, but the event exchanger area. So if you're looking to maximize that, you're going to definitely want to log in daily. And yet this is right here, the universal buyback I was talking about. The exchange center spending goals will give you universal buyback tokens. So that's the first bit of the event. And then as we go to the next section, we're going to learn more. This is the golden wheel. This is one of what looks like 2 different gacha-esque events. Essentially, it looks like there's going to be a static pool of items, and after you clear out everything, you'll be able to go to the next and get more pools, more rewards, whatever that is. Once all they're obtained, next pool will unlock for drawing. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can get. I'm shocked you can get diamonds here. That is kind of new. Everything else is kind of expected. Costume effects, aura, face stuff, the metals that we use for exchanging, same for the adventure metals, but diamonds is not common to have, so keep that in mind when you're going through this. Next is the fantasy wheel, and I believe this is more of the paid gacha, or where you have to pay a little bit more to actually get some use out of it. So we get some new golden elite cards. You can probably, like every event, they do have a way for you to draw for free, but if you want to get the maximum benefit, you're going to want to probably put some money down. depending on how these cards look, I might throw some dollars their way, but we'll see. Either way, there are some new stuff here. The new cards, they're all pouring related. Pouring Souffle, Balloon, Captain Pouring, and Magician Pouring. And then we have some fashion items here. It looks like the Ethereal Serpent is going to come, and that's going to be pretty good for that 6-speed mount. I think that might be a War of the Chosen thing, but don't quote me on that yet. It's still, not everything's fully explained yet, unfortunately, but it does look like that's going to be some, War of the Chosen things, or at the very least, I think there's going to be like additional items that are coming back that are limited edition that we can get. Next up, we're looking at the Courage Workshop. If you are working on leveling things up, getting your enchants up, getting your refines up, getting your weapon level or like your equipment level up, this is where you're going to be getting a lot of those items. It says that there's going to be a good amount, so use this as a great time to make your gear just a little bit better so you can actually, do some real damage out there. It looks like it's going to be interesting, but again, we don't have as many details. We can't really see what all is going to be involved in it, so keep that in mind. But also, it looks like don't fret too much if you haven't gotten your things leveled up as much as they should. This will help you catch up a little bit. And next is the interactive theater. We don't really know what this is yet, but it looks like it's going to be a way for you to kind of just quick travel across the area to kind of get to various event stuff. Where I think that might be boss hunts, that might be some like maybe instances. It's unclear, but that's something to be looking forward to. But it also is going to integrate with season 2 here, so keep that in mind that season 2 is going to be happening pretty much all throughout this event. It's like 2 days before is when the event starts, and then that's 2 days after the event starts, that's when we get season 2. There is also this little bit of mention of the mount collection system, that they're divided into rarities, but we don't really know why that matters, I guess. If maybe somebody from the SE server could talk about this, but we just know that there's going to be a fair amount of mounts, and that they're going to have different collection points. Season 2, those collection points are going to mean something. We can get some exclusive cosmetics, which is always nice, but don't really know what else that's going to do besides potentially some exclusive cosmetics. Keep a lookout for that. And then this is the last bit. This is just, again, that visitor sign in. Make sure you sign in every day so you can get your rewards. That's kind of the usual. It looks like there's going to be a VIP card. I'm not sure how to unlock that. In the past, it's been having a Kafra pass. It can be, buying it outright. We'll see. It looks like it says VIP card privileges, so that might be a Kafra pass thing. So if you want to get it, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, buy the $5 pass. But otherwise, you may look at it and think, I don't need all this stuff. Like, make a decision for yourself. I'm sure you can figure it out. Trust you guys. There's something called an energy supply. Again, I think this is kind of similar to what we were talking about on this previous page, interactive trailer that lets you bounce around. There's not much said about it yet, but that's something. And then there's the Spooky Dream, and this is actually something I'm kind of really interested in, because you can go here and you can just fight monsters for 60 minutes. I'm not sure if it's like get with a crew, you do it solo. It looks like you got to get with a party for best results, but it looks like it'd be pretty cool. I'm interested in checking that out, especially for the folks who are like me, who really, really love PvE versus the PvP stuff. This is a nice way of combining the two, where you are focused on your PvE stuff to see how well you rank up against your other players. So that'll be cool to check out. We'll see what happens when that drops, of course, but it looks like it'll be fun, and we'll get some goodies. Sadly, it looks like you can only do it once per day, so you might want to make sure you are set up properly before you get in there. So that's the ROX Wonderland event, and I believe that touches on that the Courage Pouring Streamland and the workshop. We don't really have many details again about the Shining Nova event, but another big thing that's going to be happening after King of MVP goes for 2 weeks is of course the fan favorite Big Bang event. For those that don't know, Big Bang is when you get it gives you stamina regeneration every, I think, 10 minutes. It's like something like 4 stamina every 10 minutes. Not a lot, but it does add up. And then after that, you're going to be looking at getting excuse me, After that, you're going to be getting these like books that let you get double gathering rewards. Another book that does smelting. You can get one that like temporarily boosts your level, so if you're just out of reach of something, you can use this as a great way to get you those items that are just outside of your reach right now. And if you're lucky, you might be able to get leveled up so you actually can do it after the event is over. It's a great time to hoard those stamina potions. If you're somebody like me who might want to min-max, it takes about 7 days to get all of the stamina and Odin you're going to get. So if what's the 20th on the 13th, so the last day, no, not 13th, 7 days after the King of the MVP starts on May 13th, that's when you're going to want to start saving up your Odin and your stamina. 2 days to save up your stamina to get to the full 4,000, and then the remaining 5 days to get that Odin up to 10k, and that's going to be the max amount of Odin and stamina you can have leading up to this event. So that is if that's something you're interested in doing, if you really want to min-max when Big Bang starts, that's a great way to get it popping. You'll get a lot of events, especially if you're like me and just hang out in the mines half the time. You know, the adventurers yearn for the mines in this time. Always a good way to get started. And then on the 25th, we do have the return of cross server and KVM. I am mixed about this. I like the idea of cross server events, but I feel like we always just get hit by more whales. But check it out. It's going to be helpful. If nothing else, you get your 3 rounds and get your prizes and you get out. But also, I know they're in that developer video, and I'm going to link that in the description here as well for folks. But in that developer video, they have talked about reworking the KVM, so it's going to be a little bit different. So it will have like rankings based on how well you're doing in the game or how strong you are, and so you'll be able to actually be matched across the servers with somebody that's actually closer to your level. And I really hope that happens soon, because it kind of sucks when you go in here and you just get like destroyed by these whales. And that's kind of the way life goes, but it still is a lot. And I think that's really everything today. It's just talking about these events. We'll have a lot of them coming up as well again. So try to pace yourself. If you're finding that you can't keep up, just do the things that are most important to you. So like I would say, focus on the ROX, Wonderland, and Big Bang. King of MVP is very good for drops, but if you're just having to figure out something, you can always do a little bit of both or a little bit of something and then just bounce out when you're done. Thanks again for checking me out. We're going to wrap this up with just keep in mind that as you're going through this game, there's going to be a lot of little bits and pieces that you'll run into that are going to just feel like it's a lot, and just make sure to pace yourself. It's okay if you don't do everything all at once. Nobody's going to come after you or anything like that. Just do your best. With that said, again, thanks for checking me out. I'll see y'all in Midgard. Take care.